Good morning. Welcome to Wealth Chat. I'm Renee, your wealth coach. I help you build wealth. Good morning. So today's topic is why you're not succeeding. And as a coach, I get to, mentor a lot of people or consult with a lot of leaders and business owners. And good morning, Derek. Thank you for joining. One of the reasons, if I meet somebody and they say, "Oh, Renee, I have a business that I want to start, or an investment I want to do," or the first thing I'll ask is, "Let me see your business plan." And they'll say, "I don't have a business plan." So that's the first sign of me knowing that this person is not serious or is not ready for business. Because you have to have a business plan. You have to write down your ideas. There's no business that doesn't have a business plan. Every time I buy real estate, I write up a business plan for that property. That property has a plan. It's gonna, from the start to the finish. I create an exit strategy of how long I'm going to keep it, the purpose of that, what that investment is going to be for. You have to have a business plan. The other thing is excuses. When they start, saying, giving me reasons why they can't do what they're telling me they want to do, I got a squirrel out there on the porch. And when they start giving me excuses, I'll stop. I've learned over the years to just stop. This person just wants to talk. They're not really serious about pursuing their dreams or their goals. I just listen, because excuses, we're going to find solutions. That's what we are. Business owners, we find solutions to the problem. And so as soon as you give me an excuse, and when I decided that I wanted to get into real estate investing. Now, I don't live by a budget, but as a single parent, you learn how to budget your money. You learn how to navigate and work a budget. You live off of what you bring home. And then to save on top of it. So when I knew I wanted to get into real estate investing, I knew I needed a down payment, because you have to have 20% down on an investment property. Now, if it's your first time home, well, you can get it at a first time home buyer's interest rate, which is less. And that's what I always recommend to people that are starting out. If you've never bought a home before, if you go through our program, we start you out on a 4-unit and we have you move into it. And then we have you get a second 4-unit. And then you are well on your way to accomplishing your financial goals when you have 2 4-units under your belt at a lower interest rate. So there's a way to play the game. It's a numbers game. So during that time, I cut off all my hair. I went natural. I like to wear nails, acrylic nails. I took my nails off. I cut off my cable for a year. What are you willing to do to sacrifice or budget to make your dreams happen? And you'll be surprised. It's just small adjustments. Like if you're going to Starbucks every day, well, you can't go to Starbucks every day if you have a goal in mind. And even though I teach you how to start a business without money, you could, start a business today and immediately start making money in your business without putting any money in. But eventually you want to invest. You're going to want to reinvest, not only in yourself so that you can be ahead of your competitors, but you want to reinvest the money. So you're going to have to, at some point, put some money in, but you can start a business without money, depending on what type of business it is. The other thing is, are you willing to do what it takes? Like, for instance, Javen, which is one of our Kingdom Air coaches, he was fresh out of college. He was able to go to school, get a good job, but then he still wanted more. So he had to he wanted to get into real estate investing. So he went through our mentorship program. And so he just purchased his 4-unit. But the things that I knew, the reason why I knew he was ready is because his words matched his actions. So like, for instance, we started a book club. The book club first night, it was packed with people. By the time it ended, there was only 2 people in there, and they didn't even consistently come to each book club. We're having a book club for you, and all the Kingdom Air coaches are in there, but it wasn't wasted time, because guess what? We walked away with some more extra nuggets. I'm all about education. Anytime that I recommend real estate or stock buying, matter of fact, all my books, some of my books are here. So if I start talking about stocks, I'll show you a book with a strategy that'll help you learn how to purchase stocks. Real estate, I'm going to show you things like mindset. I'm going to show you a book, books that I have read that have changed my life. I even wrote a book myself, so, I'm always going to refer you to a book that has a formula or a strategy. You need a formula and a strategy to get into investing in stocks, investing in real estate, creating a business. You need some formal type of education, and you don't have to go to college for it, but you want the formula to build a business is the same. You want to create a blueprint, which is your business plan. That's standard across the board. Now, your business plan will be flexible throughout, but are you willing to do what it takes to be successful? So like, for instance, back to Javen, how I knew that he was a candidate was that I'm in Columbus, Ohio. We went to Indiana to a real estate auction to buy houses through an auction. So we just piled up cars of people and we drove to Indiana. He lives in Missouri. He drove from Missouri to Indiana. We had already gotten there. We had already gone through all the houses that we were interested in buying. And we were gassing up, get ready to come back to Columbus, and we get a text that he's on his way. We turned around and we met him, and we went back through all the houses again. So if you're looking for a mentor, just know that I'm the type of mentor that I go above and beyond for you. If you have an interest, I'm going to go above and beyond to make sure that you, alongside with you, to make sure that you accomplish your goals. And so he came all the way from Missouri and to Indiana to look at the houses. And so he did what it took. Anything that I told him to do throughout the process, he did. And now he's an owner of a 4-unit apartment building that he now lives in. And again, it's the same process. He moved in, he got it at the lower interest rate, and then he's going to live there for a year. And then he's going to buy his second 4-unit. And then from there, the sky's the limit, because he'll have equity in the properties. He's already receiving rent. He's already mortgage free. He is fresh out of college and he is mortgage free in his 4-unit. See, we don't think along those lines that, we're in a consumer mode where we're paying for everything. Like our cell phones, who would have thought that you would pay for your cell phone service? Like we used to have home phones for $20. My cell phone bill, and I have my daughter on my plan as well, but my cell phone bill is like $200, say $220 a month. And then you got to keep, these phones don't last. So you keep buying. We keep buying cars, for those that have a new car syndrome, we keep buying cars over and over again. And, so are you willing to stay in your old car until you accomplish your goal? Or do you got to keep buying a new car? Or you keep buying bigger homes and that's fine, but live in a bigger home where you're not paying. You could live in a home mortgage free if you set up your plan right, your financial plan correctly, and line things up. Like you may not be able, like the cash flow game, we're getting ready to start the cash flow game again. And we usually have our games at the library, but the libraries still aren't open. So we're getting ready start the cash flow games up, but you can play cash flow online. You got to learn the concept and the formulas to be successful. So are you willing to do what it takes? Are you willing to do what it takes? And so when I see that you do have what it takes, then the sky's the limit. I meet people all the time, like, their mouth is, they talk a good game, but the actions don't match. Even on a smaller scale, if you say, hey, Renee, I have a t-shirt business and that I want it to grow, well, I should be able to go to your Instagram or your Facebook and be able to go through your pictures and know, okay, I see where this person is building a t-shirt business, but there's no trail of what you actually want to do. Even before you become big, there should be some signs, like you can trace back in my history and see that ever since I was a young girl, I've been a business-minded person. And so I have years of experience of being in business. I've always had a business. And so right now I work a full-time job and, have a business. Like yesterday, my daughter took over my, property management. So she couldn't make it to town to show the apartment. So she was canceling the appointments. Heck no. I went out there, at sometimes being the owner of a company, you got to be hands-on. You should be able to, at any point in time, do every aspect of the job. Because as you're building, you actually wear all those different hats. And then eventually you bring in people that can do those jobs for you. So that's less work that you have to do. But if it comes to where I had to go show the apartment, I went in there and painted. I hired her to paint. But I went in there and painted also. I keep my hands in it so that way I don't lose grip on reality when it comes to my real estate properties. So I'm just babbling. If y'all have any questions for me, feel free to ask me any questions. I'll be happy to answer them. I thank you for taking the time out to join me this morning. And we just had a meetup. And I know, Gary, you're going to watch this. We want to get a panel going between men and women because the numbers show that women are better investors. I don't know. I mean, the numbers are there, but, we're going to have some men and women come together on a panel to have that discussion. That should be fun. We're getting ready to start a new book in our book club. At the top there, pinned to the top, there's a list of books. If you wouldn't mind just letting us know what book you would like us to start next in the book club. We have the cash flow game going. We have online classes available. I come on here and give free nuggets every day. Jennifer comes on once a week. We got to get Pam and Ashley and Javen in here, but there's plenty of videos in here. If you go through the resource tab, you'll see that there's tons of videos. Matter of fact, I did we did this book as a book club. So if you go through, you'll see that I went through the entire book and the videos are in the resources. So there's plenty of resources in there. So let us know what you would like to hear more of. I'll be more than happy to discuss it. Like I said, we have a powerful team. We have millionaires in our part of the Kingdom Marriage Coaches. So yeah, draw from us. And thank you so much, Derek, for recommending Andrea Johnson to follow. Which one? This one on stocks? This is how to make money in the stock market. This is it gives you strategies. It teaches you how to read charts. It gives you, it's a CanSlim strategy. But it teaches you how to buy stocks from, as they go up. But they also have a book that teaches you how to buy stocks going down so you could be on both sides of the coin. We teach about real estate. We teach about finances. Ashley teaches you how to, if you are in corporate America, she teaches you how to break through the glass ceiling. I mean, we have all kinds of things. Pam teaches you how to, and I'll link it down below this book, how to make money in the stock market. And they have a great website. But over the years, I learned how to, you don't learn it overnight, but I'm a stickler. I read, and everything you need to know is at the library for free. So even like, I talk about gold and silver. I always give you a reference tool that you can always pull from. So thank you for joining. You're welcome. It was my pleasure. And I'll see you tomorrow.